Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day before we begin the video. Please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. General Hospital's Chase and Dante have been partners at the Port Charles Police Department, PCPD, since 2018, a partnership that quickly grew into a close friendship built on trust, respect, and countless shared experiences on the job. Over the past 7 years, the duo has faced many challenges together, from dangerous investigations to personal struggles, forming a strong bond that made them not only reliable partners, but also true brothers in arms. However, recent events have severely strained that friendship, putting years of trust at risk. On the June 16, 2025 episode of GH, tensions between detectives Dante, Dominic Zamprogna, and Chase, Josh Swickard, reached a boiling point. Concerned by the escalating conflict and the negative impact it was having on their work, and the PCP team, Anna Finola Hughes, respected leader and mother figure, decided to step in with a bold and unconventional solution. In an effort to force them to confront their issues head-on, Anna confiscated both detectives' badges and weapons, then locked them together in a jail cell within the police department itself. Anna made it clear that this was no joke. She instructed a guard to intervene with a hose if the two detectives started fighting again, underscoring the seriousness of the situation and the urgent need for reconciliation. This intense timeout was meant to strip away distractions and force Dante and Chase to communicate honestly about the root causes of their conflict. The core of their dispute centered on a deep betrayal of trust. Chase had been keeping a secret from Dante. It was sheltering Dante's teenage son, Giovanni Mazza, at his home. This revelation came as a shock to Dante, who felt blindsided and hurt that Chase hadn't confided in him. During their confinement, heated words were exchanged. Dante accused Chase of placing loyalty to Brooklyn, Amanda Seton, Gio's mother, above their partnership and friendship. Chase, however, defended his actions, explaining that he kept Gio's presence a secret in order to protect the boy's safety. Despite the tension and emotional turmoil, the jail cell confrontation led to a breakthrough. Both men realized the importance of their bond and agreed to put their personal grievances aside for the sake of their partnership and friendship. This dramatic moment reaffirmed the value of trust, communication, and forgiveness, not just for Dante and Chase, but for the entire PCP team. Anna's unconventional intervention was a bold move that ultimately strengthened the team and reminded everyone watching why these characters have become fan favorites on GA. As a male, long-time viewer of soap operas, I always enjoy seeing two guys become so closely connected that you cannot really pick a side of who is right and who is wrong in this situation. Chase gave compelling reasons why he hid the truth from Dante, and Dante was rightfully upset by the fact that Chase kept that big of a secret from him. I think the added layer of being cops made it even more of a blow to each of them, because as partners they always need to have each other's backs. It certainly is not easy to pick who had the better argument, but Chase was between a rock and a hard place. Betray his wife or his friend? He gave solid reasoning that he was also protecting Gio, which is another layer that added to the story, because he had Gio's back. Both Swickard and Zamprogna made the hurt, frustration, and anger palpable to the viewers. Do you think the tension and resolution was too quick, or are you glad that the two best friends can try to repair the damage to their relationship now that everything has been revealed? Sound off in the comments below. Sure, here is your full-length General Hospital spoilers article written in continuous paragraph format, with no numbering or spacing, titled General Hospital's Chase and Dante go from partners to cellmates for a maximum of 9,000 words. General Hospital fans are in for a shocking ride as two of Port Charles's most respected lawmen, Harrison Chase and Dante Falconeri, find themselves on the wrong side of the law this week. What starts as a seemingly routine investigation into a string of high-stakes burglaries takes a dark and unexpected turn when the lines between duty and loyalty begin to blur. The once ironclad partnership between Chase and Dante is pushed to the limit as buried secrets surface, old alliances crumble, and a trap set by someone close threatens to end not just their careers, but their freedom. Monday's episode sets the tone when Chase receives the night. It's a lead tied to a series of break-ins involving stolen pharmaceuticals that seem to have ties to the Pikeman Group. Desperate to prove himself and frustrated by a lack of movement in the case, Chase decides to follow the lead solo, not telling Dante until it's too late. When Dante finds out, he's furious, not just because Chase acted recklessly, but because the name linked to the stolen shipments is someone they both know, someone who once served with Dante in the West. With tension already simmering between the two after months of unresolved conflicts, both personal and professional, the stage is set for a major fallout. The situation escalates further on Tuesday when Chase and Dante tail a suspect to a warehouse outside of Port Charles. But what they don't know is that someone has been watching them. Every move they make is being tracked, and the sting operation they thought they were running is actually a setup. Within minutes of arriving on scene, sirens wail, lights flash, and the warehouse is swarmed by state authorities. With evidence planted and forged warrants, the tables turn quickly. Both Dante and Chase are arrested on suspicion of conspiracy, obstruction, and possession of stolen property. The moment is surreal as two cops who've risked their lives for justice are read their rights and thrown into the very holding cells they spent their careers filling. In a powerful midweek episode, both men are stripped of their badges, placed in jumpsuits, and forced to share a cell at the Pept, while Jordan Ashford fights behind the scenes to uncover the truth. Dante is quiet, calculating, clearly trying to piece together who betrayed them, while Chase is openly angry, especially as word spreads across town. The fallout is immediate. Brooklyn Quartermain rushes to the station demanding answers, but is kept at bay by a department struggling to figure out what's real and what's been fabricated. Sam McCall is devastated, watching Dante from the visitor's side, unable to offer more than reassurances that feel increasingly hollow. But it's not just their love lives suffering. Mayor Laura Collins is called in for damage control as the press swarms the courthouse, spinning the story into one of corruption and cover-up. Calls for an independent investigation into the Pept are growing louder, especially with Trina Robinson and Spencer Casadine's surveillance footage from their recent European trip, showing someone tailing them who closely resembles one of the men arrested. The public begins to question whether Chase and Dante are truly innocent or if they've been dirty all along. Back inside their shared cell, emotions boil over. Chase accuses Dante of protecting someone in the WASP who might be involved in the frame job. Dante refuses to speak, clearly holding something back, which only fuels Chase's suspicion. Their argument turns physical, and it takes two officers to separate them. The moment is a far cry from the brothers in blue dynamic they'd once shared. But as the week progresses, both men are forced to confront the truth. Their past cases, their decisions, and the enemies they've made may all be colliding in this very moment. Thursday's episode brings a turning point when Spinelli uncovers digital fingerprints on the fake warrants, pointing to a powerful figure with ties to the Department of Justice, someone with a vested interest in discrediting Port Charles law enforcement. The bombshell turns the case on its head, and Anna Devane is called in to pursue a deeper investigation. What she finds is worse than anyone imagined: a covert program linked to Pikeman, meant to dismantle local law enforcement and replace it with operatives loyal to private interests. Chase and Dante were just the first to fall, and others may be next. Meanwhile, Cody Bell starts digging on his own, eventually uncovering a connection between the warehouse raid and a shipment originally meant for Sasha Gilmore's deceased husband's foundation. The revelation ties the pharmaceutical theft to a personal vendetta and exposes a second layer to the plot. Someone is trying to destroy more than just Chase and Dante's reputations. They're trying to unravel Port Charles from the inside out. By Friday, tensions explode when the real mastermind is revealed: none other than Agent Whittaker, a seemingly minor federal liaison introduced months ago, now shown to be a central figure in the Pikeman infiltration scheme. He is arrested on live television thanks to a sting operation orchestrated by Anna, Jason, and Jordan. But the damage is done. Chase and Dante are cleared of their trust in each other, deeply fractured and their roles as officers forever changed. The final scenes show the two men standing outside the kept, no longer cellmates or partners, just two men forced to rebuild everything they thought they knew about justice and each other in the wake of a betrayal that shook Port Charles to its core. And as they walk away separately into the rainy streets, Brooklyn watches Chase disappear into the night, while Sam wonders if the man she loves will ever be the same again. General Hospital continues to deliver must-see drama that challenges loyalty, friendship, and the meaning of redemption in a town where trust is fragile and justice is never guaranteed. Stay tuned, because the aftershocks of this betrayal will reverberate across storylines for weeks to come, and in Port Charles, no one stays on top for long. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our YouTube channel for more update news.